Kyle Bradish, great news. He is eyeing an August return for the Birds. Matt Bowman is back with the big league club as of right now. Hello, everybody. I'm Jon Leiberman. This is Orioles Digest. You know that. The Birds are 10.5 games out of the wild card. Obviously, they need all of the help that they can get. We're going to give you the very latest on Kyle Bradish, some really encouraging news there. There's also more encouraging news with some other guys on the IL as well, including Westberg and Colton Cowser. Why is it so important that Bradish get back ASAP? Well, the Orioles have the worst ERA in the American League. We're going to review that a little bit, despite the fact they've been a little bit better recently. Matt Bowman is rejoining the Birds as well, and we also have a number of other news and notes and random things to talk about, including Tyler O'Neill's update as well. And I know you were wondering, so Kyle Gibson has apparently signed with the Tampa Bay Rays. We all love Kyle Gibson, great clubhouse guy. He did have a 16.78 ERA for the Birds, but apparently now he is going to an AL East rival, the Tampa Bay Rays. Please like, subscribe, do all the things. We're here all season long as we hope, and if you're religious, pray that the Orioles can make up some ground with this 10.5 games back in the wild card. But let us begin with not Matt, but, there's Bradish, but I actually didn't want to begin with that. Let's begin with Kyle Bradish. Where is Kyle? Kyle is evading us. Well, trust me, Kyle isn't here, but Mike Elias is going to be very happy because the news is good on Kyle Bradish. Let's get to it right now. Here's what he just said today. Everything's been feeling really good. Arm and body's responding to everything really good. I haven't had any setbacks. Really encouraged with how this rehab is going. And just in case you forgot, Bradish was our ace in 2023. He underwent Tommy John last June, and now he's talking about coming back in August. The plan is for him to begin throwing live bullpen in early July, then go to the minors. And look, normal Tommy John recovery is 14 to 16 months, so this would put Bradish on the early part of that timeline. And so, look, all good news. And just again, in case, I just want to remind you just how good Kyle Bradish is and has been for this Orioles team. In 2023, he had a 2.86 ERA. He emerged as one of the best starting pitchers. He finished fourth in the Cy Young Award voting. And then in 2024, obviously limited number of starts. He started experiencing elbow pain, but he had a 2.75 ERA in 2024. Of course, he's been out this year. But if you look at the Orioles rotation, it is the worst in the American League this season. It is next to last in all of baseball with this 5.54 ERA. And that is more than a run and a half up from last year, the 3.91 ERA from last year. So clearly, any sort of help that the Birds can get, and look, think of this as a trade deadline amazing move. If the Orioles actually get Bradish back, that will be fantastic. And then you start to think about if Grayson can come back and if Tyler Wells is back. And then you start to kind of think, wow, maybe the Orioles could close some of this ground. But the big but is they have to start doing it now before these guys are back. And who is going to start helping them do this? Well, Matt Bowman has been brought back up. Just today, the Birds optioned Yermíl Geraldo, and they brought up Matt Bowman. Bowman, he was with the Birds for about the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season. He posted a 5.19 ERA in 16 appearances, so he is back with the big league club as well. The Orioles are hoping that he can just help, get some holds, in pivotal situations. You're not going to see him in high leverage situations, most likely, but you will see him out of the bullpen beginning tonight. Speaking of tonight, we just have to give another shout out to this guy, Ryan O'Hearn. This is from over the weekend, but Ryan O'Hearn just continues to mash and mash and mash and mash and mash. And he just, it's just amazing what O'Hearn is doing with the bat, hitting .340, 9 homers, 21 ribbies, 53 hits, near the top of the league in all of those categories that I just described. It's great to see O'Hearn having such a good year. A couple other injury updates that are actually important for the Birds. Colton Cowser and Jordan Westberg supposed to play in rehab games with AAA Norfolk starting yesterday, but the games were rained out yesterday and today, so it's pushing it back a little bit. But I'd expect to see Cowser and Westberg back in the bigs in the next couple of weeks. So that is very good news. Hopefully give a jolt to this lineup, particularly with runners in scoring position. And Tyler O'Neill has also started hitting in the cage. He did that today. Still on the IL twice this season, as you probably know. He's been on the IL, 15 or 16 times in his career. Birds paid him big money, 3 years, almost $50 million. They're hoping to get some value out of Tyler O'Neill. If they don't, I would expect that they try to dump him at the trade deadline. But, of course, you're not going to get much for Tyler O'Neill unless he gets healthy. So, again, look, let's see what he can do. We're all hopeful that that he can get healthy. And just a quick kind of precursor to what the weekend looks like pitching-wise, it's going to be against the White Sox, and these are games the Orioles have to win. I mean, the Orioles need to sweep these series to have any hopes of getting back into this wild card race. 10.5 back, as I mentioned. You're going to see Zach Eflin, you're going to see Dean Kramer, and then you're going to see Charlie Morton. Trevor Rogers, who actually looked amazing Saturday, he could have been recalled, but it appears that he's going to stay down in the minors for now, but we'll see. He's a good option as well, should the Orioles need it. But again, the big news, Kyle Bradish eyeing August for a return to the bigs. We sure hope that is the case. I'm Jon Leiberman. This is Orioles Digest.